Hello. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Epic Pedophiles. Hello. Hello, hello. Yeah, I started having a look at some stuff, being like, oh, what will I do on stream today? And then got distracted and almost forgot to start stream. Almost. But how you guys doing? How's your week? How you doing, John Mega? Welcome, welcome. Hopefully your week was good. So today I want to focus on some cleanup. Yeah, clean up some edge case stuff and the like. Bridgewater, how you doing? Yeah. So yeah, just before stream, like 10 minutes ago, I opened up some stuff to see. All right, well, what will I, work on? Oh, I've got like a half an hour. I got a little bit of time. Let me start doing some things. And then I look at the clock and I'm like, oh shit, 10 minutes. Oh, I haven't actually seen today's episode. I forgot about that. It's been a busy week for me. Okay, so no spoilers. I haven't seen today's episode yet. Yeah, it's been a busy week. All around, really. I made some progress with this thing. I got it working. I posted a short little video on Discord, but so when I the other day I opened this up to get a peek at the circuit boards, see what's on them. Not that one, this one. Oop. Okay. Yes, this one, circuit boards. Yeah. So I got some pictures of the circuit boards themselves. A lot of blurry pictures and washed out. And I think I showed this last time, right? And I noticed this little adjustment thing. So I figured, oh, that's something that I can put a screwdriver in and spin the top of. It's probably sensitivity or some such thing, right? So sure enough, I took it apart enough. That the place where this is a bitch to get. I have to take apart every goddamn screw, with the exception of the two screws holding this circuit board in. Every other screw I have to remove to get to that fucking thing. But anyway, so you adjust that a little bit, and I was able to adjust it enough to get it reading the cards. Some of them read a little bit better than the others, so I probably need to get back in there and adjust a little bit more. But I've confirmed that it works, and I've confirmed that a bunch of cards do actually work. That's exciting. I like that. I have also finished chopping up the actual cards. These guys here. So I have individual scans of all the cards, and they're all like aligned and rotated and all that kind of crap nicely. 35. Oh my god. So I guess the next step for these guys is just like translating the names and like the general text. So this text is like all like logo stuff, I guess. Logo copyright of something or other. And I do want to like scan and note down all the numbers here. But yeah, so I've realized that Messin doesn't emulate this entirely. It doesn't emulate the card reader. So I might see if I can figure out how to emulate that in Lua or something like that, or add that functionality in Lua. But I don't know. We'll see. Jojo, how you doing? Dragon Ball Z on the net? Yes, it's a fighting game. Thank you for 76 months. Holy shit. Appreciate that. It's a fighting game. There's not many moves. You've got like a punch, a kick. You can jump, crouch, and you can do the special move for each guy, right? So like Krillin is like a blinding thing, so it flashes the screen, in seizure mode. And I think paralyzes the other the other character. I don't know. Other ones are like, you know, firing beams. One of them is draining health from the other guy. It's neat. It's neat. But I'm curious how it reads that card thing. Got some weird timing code in there. Yeah. No, the kids every player. Yeah. But yeah, so that won't be tonight though. But I am going to be working on a write-up for this thing as well. Because I don't think there's much information on these. They're as far as I know, there aren't any scans of the cards. That's for sure. So I want to get these out, right? And I might start keeping an eye out for other games on this system on the detach data. I don't know how you pronounce that. I don't know. Detach. Joint ROM system. Tatatsu. Tatatsu. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. In other hardware news, I am getting my fourth study box is getting ready to ship, which I'm excited for. So I should have that, I don't know, in a week and a half, 2 weeks, probably. Hopefully sooner, but we'll see. Yeah. So this one's got 2 new tapes and 2 English tapes that I already have, which is fine. It's got, I believe, 2 manuals I already have and 2 new manuals, or workbooks, I'm sorry, and the device manual, right? In addition to it being a weird serial number. It's one of the 1C, whatever the hell serial numbers. So, yay! Single-handedly driving on the value of box hard to supply. I don't know about that. 74. Yeah, I think it's mid to high 70s today. At least when I came home. Wasn't too bad. It was 69 yesterday morning when I left, which is nice. I like that one. That was a good one. Today was a little warmer, but not too bad. 80 today. Yeah, I think it hit 80 this afternoon, but yeah. Anyway, so some cleanup. So I'm looking at all of these repeat statements, right? So I'm starting to run a little low on this bank, and I need to reclaim some of the space, or look at stuff that doesn't need to be optimized for speed, and re-optimize it for space, right? So I don't have to worry really about bank swapping stuff, right? Because if I do that with, if I start getting into the bank swapping stuff, I'm gonna have to reorganize a bunch of things, right? And all of the game-specific stuff has to be on one bank. Well, it doesn't have to be, but I'm going to have it on one bank, right? So I'm looking at these different repeats, and this stuff is never called while in NMI. It's always called when the screen's turned off. So I need to re-roll these loops, and that's what I started doing off stream. This was the first one that I re-rolled, and that. So we had like 70 some odd bytes, I think, at the end of this bank, free. I've got a bit more now, which is fantastic. Look at all this free space now. Look at all that. Yeah. I have to wonder what would be a good way to emulate that, even just in terms of emulator GUI. Like, would it be a menu item or a more prominent button input or what? Or trigger dragging the card? And would it use a camera to read a physical card or a file input box to load an image? Or text box to enter already decoded number or what? Yeah, so that's the interesting thing. It's not IRQ based. It just reads a register. So at least I'm pretty sure it's not IRQ based because here, I'll actually show you. I know I'm already getting distracted, but it's related kind of. Capture. Let me mute the capture audio. Hang on. Okay. Nope. Okay. All right. So, in here are all like these are all game modes. So this is just standard versus one player. This is a tournament mode with 4 players. This is a tournament mode with 8 players. You did see barcode, yes. And this is just some settings crap, right? Yeah, there's the little barcode right there. Yep. And this screen here is just, hey, scan a card. We'll see what it is. We'll tell you what it is, right? This isn't firing any IRQs. And if I just scan something real quick, ta-da, and then pop, it tells me what it is. That's the one I scanned. So it's not an IRQ system. It's just like a timing weird thing where it reads an address. So I don't know. It could probably be like, you know, a text box where you put a number in and then just like hit a button that's scan card, which I don't know, fills up a shift register or something like that, right? But yeah, it's some weird. It's got some like weird timing thing going on with knops and loops, and it reads the same value like a few times, I guess, as a verification that it read it correctly. I think. Again, I've only like briefly looked at it. Right, I haven't really dug into it yet. But yeah, it looks like it's all timing based and not it's not IRQ based at all. But at any rate, I guess it doesn't need to be something something really need to be. I guess it doesn't really need to be something you can do rapidly with different cards and such, which simplifies the UI by having lower requirements. Yeah, so it's not. I'm not sure about. So there's 2 types of cards: the character cards and the item cards. The character cards you put in at the beginning, right, of a fight. The item stuff, I'm not sure if it actually checks during the game for those. It might, but I don't know. You're not giving a lot of time in those fights. They're like 20-second fights. So they're quick. I don't know. You gotta be real fast with the cards, you know. I don't know, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I want to clean up some more of this, just a little bit more. Like this one here, load Y, store X, transfer X to A, load X. I don't remember about Y here. 64. Store A. Decrement X, branch not equal, around like that. Okay, and that should take off even more space. So we're at D2F. Where does that bring us? Oh, D2F0, rather. Okay, all right, not a little bit more, not too bad, Yeah, and one of the things I really want to fix today, I think I'm gonna leave these alone though. Those I think I'm leaving alone. One thing I really want to fix today is the scores. So the scores aren't correct, in that they don't align correctly with this controller. It's not even turned on. Come on. They don't align correctly with the pages. I need to find out why and align them correctly. Oh, come on. Really? Oh, there it goes. Oh, now I've got up always pressed. Fantastic. Turn it off. Turn it back on. I was impatient. What happened? Connect. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah, this crap right here. So I need to see what's going on there. Z. I think it was the Z that broke, wasn't it? They put so I think this right here is the Z block thing. All right, so let's go ahead and clear save data. Yes. High scores. All right, everything is cleared out, and we are going to go over to here. Well, I need to know which. It's not in init. I don't think I'm going to be rerolling loops in the inits, honestly, because those do some math that I don't want to be doing at runtime. There's one where like this check for don't know it's going to routine or something. I don't think I do update, do I? Can we roll before? That's true. Scores.asm. Oh yeah, okay, so that was one of them. Yep. Yeah, so I re-rolled sending the pallets in the init. Yep. Re-rolled attribute stuff, the fill screen stuff. Weren't there 2 fill screens? Or something? No, I was thinking of the attribute stuff. Oh, okay. Oh, that's it. Okay. Add that. Add that. This one we're going to try and tackle today after scores if we get that far. Yeah, I'll tackle this before tackling this. Oh, that's. Oh, okay. What is that? What is this? Oh, that's garbage stuff. Okay, so that's not even being used yet. Okay, which is why a lot of us commented out. Yeah, more garbage stuff. Okay. And audio for now, because I don't want to see that there. Get rid of that. All right. Some loops. Other small cleanups. Okay, so we rolled the unrolled loops in the what was it? Fill screen? Yeah. In fill screen and Fill attribute BUTE. Table routines, as well as the unrolled loop in the scores init. Not init RAM, and it scores. And init scores to write the the pallets to the PPU. So I'm coming to commented out code and added some things to the not git ignore. Oh, sorry, okay. Okay, so checking for new high score. Did I address this already? I don't know. Let's find out. Tempex is an A. Didn't find new high score. RTS. New HS index. Okay, so it does actually return it. Is that used? Grep. Game ASM, okay. Check for new high score. Wait, friend of mine. Okay. So yeah, it puts it in new high score index. All right. If the score is a new high score, its index will be in that. Otherwise, FF is written to this variable. And looks like it doesn't actually write a high score, which is good. Because this is doing the comparison. Okay. Now, do I get... load a temp X. Branch not equal if it's not 0. It's not 10, rather. What is X? Temp X. Wait, am I just comparing to not equal to 10? I guess. Yeah, okay, so if it's... Alright, yeah, so if it's equal to 10, that means we didn't find anything because we started with 10. Right here. Right? Offset 10, right? And there's only 10 entries, so the last offset there would be 9. Okay. Alright, so this is probably where it's going sideways with set new high score. So we're gonna set new high here. We're gonna over here, pop right there. Okay, and we're gonna trigger one of those over here with that. Triggered that other bug somehow. How does that loop exit if the new score is better than everything? It should hit 0 at the end here, right? This is basically a 3-byte compare, right? Anyway, what does our table look like? Yeah, the grid has a bunch of shit in it. Why? Why does the grid have a bunch of shit in it? I'm triggering something that's filling this with crap. What is it? Clearing save data. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna fix that first. God damn it. This whole, like, changing the ID of the fucking pad every goddamn time I reconnect this thing is really annoying. Okay, that's a clear RAM. The RAM right there. Okay. All right. We're gonna have a look at what the fuck's going on here. So, yeah, that's where it starts, and something other. I don't care where it ends. Okay. So. That's turning on the RAM. Okay. JSR save reset table. Oh, right. Okay. Address pointer 1 has the table to reset 600. I'm sorry, 6,000. There you go in here. Let's just do this. Let's do a good one. Let's do that right there. Add breakpoint. Oh, right. Go. Okay, so if something writes there, we'll see it. 60F0. 61E0. 62D0, 63C0, 64B0, 65A0, 6690, 6780, 6870. 6960. Okay. Load Y5, load X0. Load A. That table. Store it. There. Save check valve. Oh, right. Okay, that's the magic numbers, basically, right? The header, if you will. Okay, disable save RAM. Wait for NMI. Where the hell are we? We're in clear tech. Okay, so we're outside of the... All right, we're outside of that routine now. Okay, what the hell? Clear text. Oh, because... Wait. What? Hang on. No, I want that there. Clear save data, yes. Why am I loading a board? Why am I loading a board? I shouldn't be loading a board here. Why am I loading a board? This is an RNG board at... What the fuck? Load palette, and then I jump right into load board? What? Huh? Address pointer 4. What is address pointer 4? Address pointer 4 is set. I bet you that's because it's set. Over here. Isn't it? Pointer 1. One. Load scores. Pointer 2. Well, they didn't clear it. I want to see where it's being set. It's not in scores at all. Okay. I need to clear that out of here, don't I? Item loop, options. Clear out there. Menu practice. This is the one that actually uses that proper. Right here. Okay. Not really worried about versus mode, I don't think. Actually, you know what? Let's hang on. No. Modes as in here on the init. I'll put it there. Should it be the menu entry that for starting the specific game that clears address pointer for? Yeah, so... Well, no. Ah, shit. I have to... No, I do need to actually clear that out over here. If I don't... Okay. Let me hard reload like that. Okay, start game. Okay. Sure. Game over. Sure. Doesn't matter. All right. Now I'm gonna clear that out. Clear save data. Yes. Save data cleared. Back. Start. Happens here too. So I need to clear that out getting out of this menu. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say it overrode it, but no, I literally just cleared the RAM. Over here, single block, okay. Let me actually back all that out. Do some A's. All right, so that's the next bug. All right, but first, do you intend for the start game on the main menu to ever start a game with a loaded board? I don't think so, no. No. Honestly, what I should do is I should just dedicate a variable in RAM for that. That's really what that's what I should really do. Let me do that. Let me do that. Wrong one. Yeah, okay. Put over here. We're gonna put it in VSS. Right there. Okay, so safest fix would be to have the code of that menu entry clear the pointer, since then it doesn't matter what other code uses it. Well, yeah. At any rate, I'm gonna have its own. I'm gonna give it its own thing. I'm not gonna be using this pointer anymore. Store that into load board adder +0 and +1. Actually, just get rid of those like that. And then we're gonna clear that on main init. Yeah, we'll keep that one cleared too, because why not? And then in here, board, and then load board adder +0, store that into address pointer 4 +0, and then +1 +1. Okay. It's that way if you ever forget to clear it, it'll end up loading a valid board that you didn't intend for it to instead of readily breaking. Yeah. Yeah. So that should be okay. That should be good. Make that. Yeah. What the hell is that? Hit dirty board. Oh, right, because I changed the thing for the... Yeah, okay, I'll commit that separately in a minute. Oops, no. Hit add p game.asm. I need to rename this to, like, single player or something like that. Yep. Nope. 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 Yup. Yup. Nope. Diff main. Add that. Add those. That I don't need to do anymore. Because I'm not using that one anymore. Load menu ASM. What was that? 48 is right here. Okay. Options. I don't do that either. I'll leave that for now. All right. Okay. Commit. Dedicate a variable for a board to load. For board addresses. For loading. Dedicate a address variable for loading boards. That's better. Instead of using address pointer for to determine if a single player mode needs to load an initial board. Dedicate a new variable. This avoids accidentally setting an invalid address to start loading a field with. Okay. Change the tile bank for the RNG top blocks. 30 board RNG blocks. Okay. Change the block from the solid white one to the gray one. When loading a dirty board. Okay. All right, now let's go back. Let's make that again. Load. I'm gonna go in and clear the save data scores. Okay. And set high score, and we're also going to set a breakpoint at check. Check for new high score. Okay. And we're gonna come over here, single block, pop, 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 pop. Okay. Check for new high score. So, all right. So I need the address of the table, I think, and the index into said table. Right? Is that what I'm? Maybe. Current game mode, high score index. Okay, what is that? Current game mode +2, 1. High score index is 1. Is that correct? Where do I have that? HS index. Oh, game mode HS index. Okay. Well, that's not going to be a an enum or anything like that. That's just going to. Okay. Well, I don't think, is it? Load 0, load 11. Oh, is it just this that's wrong? Every single time. Single block. Single. Okay, so that gets the single block ID and adds 1. Okay. Game mode. Type arg. Base type. Single block ID. Okay. Single block ID. Menu. No. Mode menu. I need to rename that. ASM. So single block. Okay. Mode selection. Oh, okay. So that just has that in there. Single block ID is 0. Okay. Yeah. That's the first one. Z, S, T, L, and J. All right. How big is that? Current game mode. 40 bytes. All right. Base type 1, type arg 0, and then 1 for the high score index. Okay. And then this is looking at that index. Okay, so index 1, shift it, then X, save type list. Where is that? Okay. That is pointer 160F0. Look at that. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. How you doing? 60F0. That is the start of the second table. Yep. Okay. Okay, so that's good. And then it's going to check the... Which high score? I think like the... The last. Okay, so it starts at the last. And then works down. Yep. And this one, right there, that's the last one. What is the... I don't like those dummy reads. Okay. And we're done. Okay. Sort 0. Okay. New high score index 0. RTS. Okay. Wait for NMI. Okay, so button pressed. Okay. Here. Okay. Another NY. Turn that off. Load that. Branch. Load A. Branch to menu. Why am I loading that now? Branch minus. Okay. That's why. I want to see if we have one. If so, we're going there. This. Actually, I don't need to be in there for that. Oh. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Start. Okay. All right. So now we're setting it. Let's see if we get... let's see if we write to where we want to. So current game mode 1. Shift that, put in an X. 60F0. That is correct. Load it, store it, load it, store it. Okay, so that's multiplying by the size of the menu, I think? No. The size of the entry. $24 bytes. Yes, okay. But that was 0, so it shouldn't... It should come back as 0. It does. Store that into temp Y. Okay. Address pointer 1. Add. Store it. Load. Store it. Okay, so it didn't change. Address pointer 1. Third carry. Load that. Add 18. This is moving them all down, right? Right? New high score, enable RAM. Right, so this is some mem copy stuff. Marion, how you doing? Greetings and salutations. So we are right here at enabling the RAM. Okay. Load that, compare to 9. Branch equal to no mem copy. We are, all right, yeah. Set the carry. Load 9. Subtract 0. Store it. Load Y. D8. Okay. And this should work, right? Because this, I don't think this broke. Yes, this is starting at the bottom. This should copy 1. Oh, this is going to go through all of them. Okay, so this should go all the way up to here. This should be 1 at the end of it, right? So we're going to jump out of this. Yes, okay, so the first entry is duplicated. That's good, because we're going to be overriding the first entry. Okay. All right, load address pointer 1, store it into 2. Load 2, store it into 3? The fuck? Oh, address pointer 1 was just cleared out. Address pointer 1 is 33. Was that... Current score. Okay. Okay. So that's probably what's in 30. What should be. Yes. Okay. Current score plus 23. Block S. Address pointer 2 is incorrect. 61F0. What? Yeah. Yep. I think we saw that at the same time. All right. Let's try that again. High scores. 1-1. Okay, we're gonna clear that out again real quick. Clear. Yes. High scores. All right. Good. Game modes. Single block. Bop, 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 bop. Okay, we're just gonna blast through it. There we go. All right, we're gonna do the same for S. Summer sale. You can't see that, but that's what popped up right down. It's gone. Okay, well. Now that. We're gonna do 2s. Okay. T blocks next. Three. Good. L's. Okay, just J next, because I don't have the other stuff done in there yet. 5. There we go. If I go back to this guy and then just... This should be lower. Yes, good. Okay. All right. That worked. That worked. That's good. That's good. We're gonna go ahead and commit that real quick before I forget. Add partial. No, no. I need to get rid of that actually. 439. 439. No, it's in game 439. 439. No. Yes. Probably because it depended on whatever was still in the left. Yeah, it was still whatever was left in those pointers. Exactly. Exactly. Diff game.inc. No, because it's score stuff. Diff scores.asm. Fix high score save bug. All right. Fixed the high scores writing to the wrong address when on a game mode other than standard. Okay. All right. Progress. Progress. All right, we're gonna put this. Oops. We're gonna commit that. Look, how you doing? Add that. Game.inc is all attack and garbage stuff. Diff DS mode. It's also all attack and garbage stuff. Okay. Move IRQ setup, or move single player IRQ setup outside the. Moved the setup to the init routine instead of the frame loop. Five commits so far. You good? That's good to hear. I'm doing well. I'm doing good. One of the on the keyboard screen, but adding an option to press select the switches to a Dvorak layout. No, select switches between caps and it's the shift layer. Adding another layout would be a lot of work, actually. Because yeah, I'll show you how that's set up. What is it? Enter name. Okay. So first off, there is a screen for that entry, right? So I'd have to redo this, number one, right? So this is what it switches between this and this. So that's the shift layer, all right, with all the symbols and capital letters and all that kind of crap. And then the unshifted layer is this. And I suppose while I wouldn't need to change the directional mapping stuff, I would need to change this here. Do select. No, not select. Yes, select. Table values. I need to change this. All right, I need to change all those. Which would be a pain in the ass, honestly. I need to change. Well, I wouldn't need to change that, I suppose. Yeah. So yeah, I need to change the value in there, and the actual tiles, which actually isn't a big ask, but not something I really want to be doing. There's a bunch of other bugs that I want to fix first. Does this program allow you to make NES GUIs in WYSIWYG style that generates the proper PPU code? No, not at all. So all this program does is lay out stuff, right? And well, I don't want to change the default program for that. And let me just do this, and then Vim screens, and that looks like this, right? So basically, it's just a big list of tiles, right? It's a CSV of essentially of all the tiles on the screen, and then I have another program that converts that. I forget which one actually. Menu screen scores screen. This one, convert map. Okay. This right here. This program reads that XML file, and this is what barfs out the binary for all the data. And this actually compresses it a little bit. It's run length encoded. So like with these screens, these are all, black tiles. They're all tile, the space tile, right? And instead of having, 100 of those, 30 for this, 30 for that line, 30 for the next line, so on and so forth, It's just, hey, do 30 of the next tile kind of thing, right? So it shrinks a little bit. And then on the other side, I've got code in assembly to decompress that. That's going to be in Tills? Where's Arlie? Right here. Draw screen Arlie. So this is the assembly code that decompresses that and writes it to BPU. That's that line right there. That one and, well, these two. Right, so there's two separate chunks of data that can be in there. There can be a raw chunk of just like, hey, the next X number of bytes are verbatim, right? So, you know, put this number in a counter and then count that many bytes and write those bytes directly to the PPU. And then this one is the next byte, repeat that byte X number of times, right? So here, inside the loop is a load in the store. Here, the load is outside the loop, and then just store and deck and store and store, right? Yeah, so tiled doesn't get it into the NES format, or the format that I'm using at all. It just saves it to CSV, essentially. Then I wrote a program to take that and put it into binary, a binary format, and then I wrote some assembly to decompress that binary to the screen. Yeah. Basic very specific image editor lets you make an image out of tiles. Yes. It stores it as indices for those tiles. Yes. Yep. Yep. I think it has like exporters for certain stuff, but I don't use that. Yeah, export as. Yeah. Tiled map files, game maker room tiles, Godot 4 scene files, CSV, JSON map files, JavaScript map files, Lua files, Game Maker Studio 2 files. But I don't use any of that. You know. It compiles it as well instead of just uploading a assembly file. No, I wouldn't say it compiles. It encodes it. Right, it encodes into the format that the code that I wrote, the Go code encodes that. Right, that's this right here. This is that encoding. Right. Does it compile to a Linux ELF or NES file? This is Go code, right here. This is Golang. Those. That's a different one though. Where is it? What was it again? Convert something. This one right here. Yeah, this goes some weird looking assembly, right? Jamaica, how you doing? Some of those formats might have been easier to convert, but at the cost of having to export that format first. So yeah. Yeah. But I would need to do something similar that I do with Sprite, right? Where I invoke that program to export a bitmap or PNG or whatever. Yeah. But in this instance, be quiet. I see. Map export formats, tile export formats. So there you go. But I don't want to have to invoke that all the time, you know? I'd still need to write some sort of converter anyway, you know? And I had already written a bunch of... I already wrote a library to interact with Tiled's data format, so I just used that from a while back. Yeah. Very much you hadn't seen the new Pocket. Oh, right. Yeah. Is it being easier just to go for the native tiled format since that's not all that hard to use anyway? Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Yeah, not hard at all. Okay. So, the next one is going to be less of a straightforward thing. It's this T-spin stuff. So I have to revisit the T-spin detection to account for the walls properly. It's kind of weird with embedded CSV into XML. Yeah, not that bad. Since you have so many Go tools for the NES, have you thought of taking all those libs and making a Go compiler that is able to compile Go to a... No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, because having a library to work with having a library to work with data formats for the NES, like, that's one thing. Compiling the Go language into 6502 is a different beast entirely that I'm just not... I don't want to try, you know? All right. So where... I haven't touched the T-spin stuff in a hot minute. T-spin offsets. Oh boy. Okay, so check T-spin. All right. Let's put you on beside the player just rotated a piece. Okay. Occupied count. Align the block with the field. I think before this, I need to check to see if we are on a wall and the rotation. So if I go back to images and T-spins. Okay, so I need to check this, and this for up against a wall or the floor. I don't need to check these two because those will never be embedded into a wall. These guys can be embedded into a wall. So depending on the rotation, I need to check to see if it's at a wall. And if so, I need to set some bits. Or add, rather. Initialize. Tempex. This guy here. Bottoms would only matter for the... Yeah, this would only matter for the top. But that's kind of like undefined behavior right now in general. So... I'm not going to worry about that one right now. I mean, I could, for shits and giggles. I could. I don't think you'll ever be able to... I'm not sure if you'll ever be able to get into a position where that's valid at the top of the board. I don't know. I'm not sure you'd be able to get into a situation where you have a valid T-spin at the top of the board with the flat side on top. You'd have to be full up, right? All right, and so it will spawn in with this one here, I think, right? I think that's how it spawns in, right? Okay, so I've got the game mode set. I didn't reset the game mode on that. Start. Yeah, so it spawns in bottom side down. Okay. So that's the spawn in, right? Then you'd need to like rotate it somehow. Like I don't even know if can it kick upwards? Yes, but barely. But not into a spot where a T-spin would really count, I don't think. Unless you somehow, like, get it here by first rotating into that. Is that even a valid one? I'm not even sure if that's a valid one. A valid rotate. That's +1 on the X. Not for kicks. Well, yes, actually kicks. Put the T on there. What is this again? This is column row, right? Yeah. So that's from left to this one. Yeah, that's not even a valid one. Maybe the other direction. Well, no. Yeah. I don't think it makes sense to say that the blocks above the board count as filled the way the sides and the bottom does. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so I'm not gonna worry about the top. I'm not worrying about the top. I'm just gonna worry about these guys. Alright, so first off we're gonna look at the sides. Where a line block with field, okay. Average point 1 point to the start of a field grid, 1 or 2. Y, temp Y is the offset in the grid field that active box starts. Oh no, I just need the what's it? The block X and Y, right? This, the block X and Y. So load up block X. The only time it makes sense is if you lock a piece into place with part of it above the board. But with the definition of the board, those blocks aren't kept anyway. Right. Yeah. Block X plus 0. All right, we're going to compare that to what? So I need the offsets for Game Inc. for that piece in that rotation. Where is that? Is that down here? No, that okay. No, wait. Yeah, where the fuck is that? Where is that table? Offsets Y. X. What the hell are these? T-spin offsets. What are these used for? Oh, no, okay, that's the shit to check. That's all that is. Okay. Cells to check for, empty for a block when in check T spin. Okay, that's what that is. Block offsets X, so that's going to be T right here. It is 0, 1, 2, and 3, right? Pretty sure it is. That's good. 6.5 out of 10. I haven't been one of these in a while. Okay, so. No, I need to use these. Offsets this one. Yeah, because it's just. Hang on. Oh God. You know what? T spin offsets wall. Okay. So for 0. No, hang on. I need to load up the spin, the rotation. Current rotation. Block. Current rotation at Y, because this is not just single player. I've had that. No, I haven't. All right, compare that to 1. Branch not equal. Compare that to 3. Branch not equal. Or 2. So this is this one we're going to be looking at the left wall. Modern Tetris is going to bring back communism. Let's go, Wild. How you doing? Floor, and then compare to 3. Right wall. Branch not equal. There. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. And this is going to be wall done. Blech. This is 6502 assembly. Like that, paste it there, and do a jump, and then another jump. Yeah, for the NES. Yep. Oops. Yes. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to, I can't rotate into that. I have nothing to hook onto. No. This is my my current project. Right now, I'm working on correcting T-spin detection. So right now, T-spins work if you are entirely inside of the field, right? But if the long side is up against the wall, that's these guys right here, that side, that side, that side, and that side, it doesn't correctly check the T-spin stuff. Been a while, I haven't seen a real assembly project, really. Well, welcome. Welcome. All right, so left wall. Okay. Load up. Block X at Y. Excuse me. Offsets. This is rotation 1. If it's equal to 1, I think. right? Compare that to 1. Let me do this. This is gonna be easier. Let me just do this. Over here. What is my block X and Y? What's my block X? I don't care about that. Delete that one and delete that. And that, and that, and that, and that. And block rotation. Right. Block X. And block Y. Okay, so if it's 1, yeah, all right. Reference, how you doing, by the way? You're a real geek, thank you. Working on a prototype again, and now has a walking animation and flipping. Ooh. All wall procrastinating the part we both hate. You know what it is? Collision? Collision? Is it collision? Oh my god, it's collision, isn't it? Yes! Branch not equal to wall done. Otherwise, load A, 2, store that into temp X. Okay. And then here, so we're going to just rotate around, go over here. All right, what's our X? A, that's 10. All right. For this one, we're going to compare that to 10 and branch not equal to wall done. Otherwise, we're going to load up 2 and store that into temp X. And on the floor, for that, here, if Y is 13, which is what, 19 decimal, right? Yep, if it's 19 decimal, load up block Y at Y. Ooh, no, I can't. Ooh, hang on. No, I forgot this. There. Okay, I forgot that. Okay. Load up block Y. Compare that to 19. Branch not equal to wall done. Otherwise, we're loading 2 and storing that to temp X. Actually, let's on wall. Paste that there. Branch not equal there. Okay. Branch equal to on wall. Branch equal to on wall. Branch not equal, and then jump to wall done. Like that. Platformer collision, the worst kind. Got any slopes in there? That one I don't need to do. That'll fall into on wall. Okay, that should work. I love myself too much to consider putting slopes in a game. Where is it? I know it's in here somewhere. I did that to myself. I put slopes in a NES game, even. Whee! My condolences. I'm not good at this, by the way. This is basically Jump King on the NES. Whee! 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 Oh. Whee! That sideways bounce is a lot harder than I thought it was. You know? That's disgusting. Like, that shouldn't be that hard. That aggressive of a bounce, right? Whee. Wow. I made this impossible. Beautiful. It's absolutely impossible. Anyway, yes, there's a handful of screens here that, like, I got the physics like dialed in mostly, I think, except apparently for the inverted slopes there, which are a different color, which means I didn't actually finish doing those. But yeah, so I got slopes working in this, so you slide down a slope, right? If you hit it, you know, like it puts the character like sideways, and then you slide down. I think you gain speed too. But no. Maybe I'll revisit this some other time. Where there it is, and then bin and that one. Okay. All right, so that should work. Probably bug with the velocity reflection, which might even be why you didn't finish them. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Simple gravity and all. I guess I'm more or less done. Nice. Yeah, so the gravity itself isn't difficult. It's when to stop applying the gravity. when to stop applying the movement, you know? Maybe it had something to do with the B button, since A button will be a jump. What, you mean in that jump ROM I have, or in your game? So that's basically like a NES version of your product. Okay, yeah. That was basically a NES version of Jump King, and the only controls in that are like left, right, and spacebar, I think, right? I haven't actually played Jump King, by the way. I'm not a fan of rage games. All right. So testing this is going to be a bitch because I don't think I have that notification implemented yet. Oh. Walls and floor, add to. If the long side of the piece is up against one. Yeah. All right. And then check T-spin. State place. Check T-spin. Okay. And And that should... Okay. Liquid has 2 when on a wall, but doesn't stop it from rechecking those cells through the wall. It does. Oh, good point. So, I would need to use XY offsets instead of array offsets. Well, no, actually, hang on. I would need to check these individually. That's the reason my player code doesn't look that different from implementing a player structure in C. Not even using the struct library for Game Boy Assembly. There's a whole library for structs in Game Boy Assembly. It's just like macro stuff, basically, in this. Not even macro. It's really just like what's it? Fucking namespace math, really, like a side effect of that. Clean this up a little bit. All right, yeah, so for these, like, I need to check these individually, or I need to first check Y to make sure that I'm not. I need to load up the block X, and then add the X offset, and make sure that still is within the bounds. Basically. Which means fuck, how would I check for... Well, no, okay, so it'd be... loading up X, adding whatever value is in here. Right? And then checking that against what, 0 and 10? Basically? Maybe? 1 and 10? It only matter for these two. Display keeps freezing. Oh no! I'm sorry. I mean, what might be easiest is just to hard code the different rotations. And hard code checks for the different rotations. That might be the best bet there. Has specific code for the LSLs? You know, that could work too, I suppose. Yeah, how you doing? Yeah, T-spins. We are fixing a bug with the T-spins where it doesn't account for the walls during that T-spin. And by the way, we got so much done today already. We fixed that that high score bug where it wrote to the wrong address. We figured out what was going on there. And we cleaned up some other stuff. Yeah. They could have a parameter for which X scored to check to reuse the code for both side walls. Because you went around. I haven't gotten into my work bullshit yet, so I want to get through this first before I get into that. Okay, so let's see. Bottoms will be separate? Yeah. Okay, sir. So on wall. Well, okay, let's branch not equal over. Let's bring this stuff back up there. Beanie like that. Yoink. Paste. And then Beanie to wall done. Okay. Wait, no. 0, 1. So that's going to be 0, 1, 2. Okay, so we're checking the second. Just want to stop by. No worries. Have a good night. Hope to see you next time. No, I need Y in that, actually. Ooh. Thank you for that follow. Appreciate it. Am I using temp Y anywhere here? State place. No, we're inside of a state. Yeah. Okay, so I can... All right. So up here, load... No. Store Y, temp Y, like that. Isn't Y handled with line block to field? That's not where that is! God damn it. Yes. Okay. Correction. What is Y? So offset in the field grid that the active block starts. That's not what I want to back up. I want to back up the Y register. Because I'm going to be clobbering it a few times. And I don't want to have to push it to the stack to bring it back, because I'm in a bunch of like check blocks. Yeah. Because I need to use the pointer. So because I'm down here, I push it to the stack and I do the thing and then just pull it back off again. But I need to do this right here, outside the stack, or outside this loop here, right? So for this, so we're gonna store Y. I already clobber right. Oh, yeah. So I need to back it up so I can fuck with it. Address point 1 is the start of the field grid. Load Y, temp Y. Load A, temp Y. Because that is what I need to... Yeah. I need to do the offset for. And this... clear carry, add carry, 2, load A, branch, equal, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, take in there. Yeah. Branch equal over that, and this is just gonna be increment temp x. Clear carry. Load that. Add, like 4, I think. Right? No. I need to add 2 plus 10. 2 and then 10 to get down there. Transfer A to Y. Yoink. Paste. 20, not 10. 20. Yep. 2 rows. You're correct. Branch equal to wall done. Jump wall done. Okay. I don't like it, but I don't know. All right, check floor. Load A, temp Y. Clear carry. Add carry. This is gonna be this guy here. Was it 0? That's just 0, actually. I don't need to add anything. So that's just gonna be load Y, that. Paste that. Branch equal. Inc temp X. Branch not equal wall done. And then this is check right. Okay. Load A temp Y. Add carry 2. Dang. This isn't too bad. Not RTF, but I need to get rid of like all this shit right here. FYI. All right, and then the right wall. Going that, paste. This guy here. The last rotation. Yeah, it is 2 and then 20. Okay. Same idea. So I could do... I'm not gonna. I could combine them, but I'm not gonna. Branch equal like that. Increment temp x. Yoink. Paste. Plus 20. 2 plus 20. Branch not equal to wall done. Branch equal. What if that's too far for well done? Okay. Current rotation undefined. 966. 966? 966? 966. The hell is it? Block rotation. Okay. That should work, right? Maybe? Not on... Oh, right, because that's for everything not on a wall. This then needs to be down here. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of that because we've already backed it up. Let's see if that's too far. It is too far. Okay, not in range. 972, just one of them. This guy. Branch equal. Okay. So now, wall done. Oh, no, okay, branch not equal. Check or compare right wall. Wait, no, fuck, oh my god. Not wall. That's that there. Okay. Branch not equal, not wall. Because we're not on the wall. This one. Check the floor. Branch not equal. Not wall. So not on the floor. And this one. Rotation. No. This one. Closer. Okay. Okay. It's not on the wall. Not on the floor. Not on the wall. Okay. not wall. Now that should be good. In theory. Okay. I think the last rotation check also needs to go to not wall. The check right? Oh, this... Yeah. Not wall. Right. Good catch. Okay. Yeah, the wall done should only be after it fell into one of these. Yeah, okay. All right. Actually, check right, check floor. Those will only happen before Y gets clobbered. Okay. And those go right down to wall done. Not wall, and then it clobbers Y there. Okay. Okay, we should be good. I want to put a breakpoint there, and then load up a that. Well, practice Ditto Cannon. Let me actually. It should really be like a single block mode. Honestly, but all right. No, not break in. To prove a clear and go up a little bit right here. Breakpoint there. Okay. I don't want any of this shit. Okay. Right, it's on place, not on... No, it's on the spin. It's not on placement, right? Right? Because that was another thing I didn't have correct. Excuse me, productivity of this channel in 2025? In this economy? Now. Where's this into a tight space when this is done with it's called T-spin. Yeah, okay. The three corner, I'm using that. The being locked. Okay, no, okay, so it has to lock. Has to be placed. Should be on place. I know it's not on clear. I should be on placed, not on just the spin. Only when being placed. I need to verify that I have it there. I don't remember if I have it on place or if I have it on spin. Okay. I have it on place. Okay. So we're good. All right. And I need a debug board in a way that I can test this on the walls easily. Okay. So practice boards. New board, tile layer. Wall test like that. Just gonna grab that block, get rid of all that. Okay. What are some weird T-spins that I can do on the walls? This one here. Okay, so let's get this one set up on the wall. Right? So let's clear that out. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and then a fourth, and then a fifth, like that. Nope. That. What? Come on, damn it. And then I just need to bump that over. All right, so XV. Okay. Is that also doable on that side as well? All right, for this single stuff, game.asm, this here on the load board, like that, paste it there. I'm overriding that. No, what idea is that? What are those tables? Are they in main? Yeah. 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2. I don't think I... oh, layer wall test missing name property. Okay, right, did some weird property shit with that. Name and label. Okay, name, wall test, label, wall test. Did I actually fully implement that? No, I did not. Right, because no, it's menu practice. Yoink, paste. It doesn't generate the menu. Yeah. It's close though. Okay, good. Why is there something in the hold? Okay. Good. Let's see if this way works. Shush. Good. All right. Fantastic. What is this? Why am I getting notifications? Summer sale. Yeah, I fucking know. All right, now I need a scenario where I can test against the floor. Which would just be... Hang on. That, right? It'd be a mini teaspoon, but it'd be a teaspoon nonetheless. At least it should be. Nope. That one didn't kick off. Okay. What? Okay. It did kick, yeah. So that's nice. Good location. We're gonna check T-spin. Okay. All right. Current block is 2. Good. This bit should only be set if the player just rotated a piece. And it is set. Okay. Occupied count 0. Align with field. Good. Store Y into there. Well, the rotation 0. I have the wrong rotation. 2 is the ceiling. I know I can do branch not equal, whatever the hell. I'm still using compare because it easier to read. Okay. Wall test. There we go. All right. Why are you in there more than once? Oh, because it's on. It calls that more than once every placement. All right. Well. It clears out that bit anyway, right? Because that's what it checks at the top, right? Yeah. Okay. It checks the high bit, so we're already good. Okay. What will the first compare anyway? Yeah. Yes, I'm not gonna. I'm leaving it there. It's fine. Fine. Yeah. that one. And that one. That's the one I wanted to check on. Good. Good. Pop. Fantastic. Okay. Also, is that... Hang on. Is that hold actually there? No, that hold isn't actually there. Why is it drawing a hold piece if there's no fucking hold? Oh, do I disable the hold in single block mode too, don't I? Because it doesn't matter if you don't. Yeah. Whatever. I don't care. What I am gonna do is commit my changes. Okay, I don't think any changes in there. Single block that. I am gonna want to flesh out the practice stuff a bit. Well, no, fuck it, I'll add that. I'll add it. Who cares? It's fine. It's fine. Diff game.inc. Tiff. No. Diff. GIF. Diff. God damn. All right, I need to do a partial on this. Yeah. But before that, let's go up here. Okay, so all boxes. Okay, that's done. Needs to have it after pieces of placement. Even if that placement does not clear a row, lock in. That also is good. Okay. Do not add that. Do not add that. Do add that one. Do not add that. What the hell? Don't add that. Do not add that. Add that. Because that is the T-spin stuff. Add that. Screens, practice boards. All right. Doesn't need to do points for that yet, though, so I still have to do, I guess. What do you mean? Well, I think it does. It might. I'll have to check. Fix T-spin detection with walls and floor. Fix the T-spin detection when the block has its long edge up against the floor, the walls, or the floor, and the floor, and the floor. Now, the walls and floor count as solid blocks. So T spins will register as valid on the edges of the playfield. And yeah, let me check this. Well, that'd be in here. Calculate score. All right. Game state compared game garbage. Oh, right here. T-spin. Load T-spin and it. Branch equal. Otherwise, add 100. Although I don't differentiate between mini T-spins. What was a mini again? What defined a mini? I forget. It's something on like. Oh God. Three-corner teed, no wall. Okay, not that one. Most of the does not involve a wall kick. That is, you recognize only the well-known twist below. Oh, T-spin mini. T-spin mini, also called an easy T-spin in Tetris Zone, is generally referred to as a T-spin with no lines. Or one line clear. T-spin mini single, achieved with a wall kick. T-spin bonuses are less powerful than a powerful counterparts. However, depending on the game, some treated as proper T-spin, even though they are using wall kicks. Wait, so if a spin uses a wall kick, it's a mini? Is that what it is? No lines. Generally referred to as a T-spin with no lines or one line clear. Achieved with the wall kick. T-spin bonuses are less powerful. During the games. There's a DS. Single player notes case AB, which is A and B. Can you not? Jesus. The game checks whether the player has used the wall kick or not, since KC does not use any wall kicks, it is treated as a proper T-spin single. Clear rules with from many ministers are more of the details. Like, yeah. Was it? Why isn't Tetris 99 on this? What? No, Tetris Wiki, that one. A main T-spin is a T-spin where the T-piece faces towards an empty corner's final location. However, T-spin that shift the center 2 rows up or down and 1 column side will count as a regular T-spin. Even if a corner is empty. The piece faces toward an empty corner in its final location. Faces. So, like, was that facing the green? So if one of these two were empty, it's a mini? Was that it? The green facing eye. Green facing, yeah. Okay. I hate that. Because then for each of those rotations, I need to check those specifically. Are those hooked on the fifth wall hooks on it? Yeah. I might just put this in as a to-do for now and say, hey, revisit mini teaspins. Can I just put differentiated? Why are you so fucking loud out there? Go to hell with your subwoofer. Can you... Did you hear that? God damn, shaking my windows. Holy shit, I spelt it right. Oh my god. Doesn't like you got any points with the radio teaspins on the test board either. I'm not... Oh my god, I spelled it right. Yeah, exactly. How dare you? There we go. Wasn't that towards the top of that? Where the hell was that? Yeah, it's like at the very top. Game Star teaspin right here. There's the calc score. Teaspin 0 though. Why is it 0? Oh, I clear that out at the beginning of... I clear that out. Well... Hang on. No, where... jump out of this. Or first, we're going to T spin like that. It's going to set to 80. We're going to jump out of this routine. It is set to 1. Okay, now we're going to add a new breakpoint. What is T-spin? What is that? 58. Okay. Add a breakpoint for address 58. No, 58. On the right of that. Okay. Bam. We're back here. Why are we back here? Because that clears it. It clears it immediately. No, I need to do another check there. No, but it is being called multiple times. I need it to not clobber the thing. All right, so if the high bit's set, we need to do it. Otherwise, T-spin at Y and 7F. Branch. Branch equal. Okay. If no T-spin is waiting to be fixed up over here. So that into T-spin plus 0. I also need to clear that out in versus mode stuff. Well, that's going to be garbage collection crap. All right, that rotation. Full ace to what the fuck? Load a store. Oh, right, that's backing up that. And okay, all right, so that will clear out T-spin on the next rotation. I believe that's cleared on the drop too, right? Probably. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I think that should be good. Maybe. That's not what I wanted. Didn't have the score still. Why? Ah! Why the fuck is it 80? Hold on, it was just set to 80. Nothing else. What? I'm inside of... oh my god, that's not where I wanted to... Okay. So this is... okay, so this is the second one where it's... okay, we're not zero... okay, blah, blah, blah. And it... branch not equal. Load. And it. Branch equal. RTS. Okay. Calc score never fucking happened that round. What? It knows it's 80 as it knows that it's the missile knows, yeah. Actually I can just check for 0 on that, can't I? Hang on. No, I need... okay. What if I just... don't do that? If 80 is not set, do not do any check. Just don't. Just don't. Only check when we rotate, and that is reset at the bottom of this, so it won't be set the next time around. And then game ASM calc score, load it and it. We're just checking for that. Okay. Where's my... can't go location that. Practice. Small test. Go to location. That's check T-spin. We're going to go there. And this one is calculate the score. Okay. And I do want to do that. Okay, so that's the next one for the next place. Branch equal, no, okay. And then this guy, and it with 80. Branch not equal, it is equal, so we're not going to do anything there. Okay, good. So it just aborts that. But it doesn't do the calc score at all. Hang on, what the fuck is this game state arg thing? Branch not equal. I don't have this implemented yet. Okay, there it goes. All right. So that is just a case of not having the garbage state actually implemented yet. And because of that, it's not doing the score. My score went down. Why did my score go down? Why did it subtract the score? What? What the fuck happened there? What the shit happened there? I don't... Is calculator being used for any mode that has garbage? Yeah, so the garbage state is in all the modes, really, right? In single player, that garbage state is basically ignored, but it's still triggered, right? It's like a one-frame state, essentially. Yeah. Yeah, okay. It was the wraparound. That's what that was. That's all that was wraparound. Cool. All right. Yeah, why was I even... Yeah, okay, so... No, do that every single time. Whoops, I need that. No T-spin. No T-spin. Like that, okay. So that always needs to happen. Yeah. Okay. Right, because that was some... Oh, that was committed code. All right. But we're getting rid of it now. Diff game.inc. Let's get rid of that other stuff. In here. It was probably left over from when we thought only clears most of the points. Probably, yeah. Well, no. So the garbage state actually happens after every single place, right? Clear or no clear. Though it does happen after the clear state, right? Well, the clear state falls into that one rather. Add partial. Do not add that. Do not add that. Do not add that. I need to get rid of that. Do not add that. Do not add any of that, but do add that. What was that? Yeah. Oh. Okay. Commit. Fix T-spin scoring. the spin flag getting reset before the spin was what did the T spin was added to the score in single added score. Yeah. Yeah. These changes should also hold true for multi-player once garbage is implemented. Yeah. Right, so state for receiving garbage, not sending it. Yeah. Sending would have to be on the place state, I think. Right. God damn. I'm getting so much done tonight. Touch my glasses just then. Okay. All right. So the next big things really are multiplayer garbage and the mini T-spins. Game's getting pretty complex enough, so it's getting hard to keep track of all the things going into it. Yeah, a lot's going into it, right? We have a lot happening in this ROM. A lot's happening here. I think I've gotten all of the collision stuff fleshed out. Well, except for maybe some of the top stuff. The top of the field is a little wonky with that. I might want to flesh out the game over stuff a little bit. I'm gonna have to actually for 2-player. Yeah, I might want to flesh out the practice mode stuff a little bit as well. Excuse me. Yeah, and give like practice mode its own like master state, right? Its own loop state. Similar to a single player game and multiplayer game, have like a practice mode where it doesn't do any scoring and it handles the next pieces differently and yeah. But I don't know if I want to go that far with that one. I don't know, 'cause that'd be. I had to figure out what I wanted for that first, right? What I wanted for the practice mode. How versatile, custom I'd want it, right? I don't know. I just have to put some thought into that. Yeah. So for these, right. So I still need the clear notifications and the T-spin stuff. We want what to do there really depends on what you want to be able to do. I'm not entirely sure what I want to be able to do there, honestly. I don't know. Yeah, the next big thing is really just the garbage, I think. The garbage and the multiplayer mode. Fleshing that out. And I guess cleaning up a little bit on single player mode with the alignment of all the numbers on the side. Oh, and also the on this one? Nope. It's on this one. These little guys. Maybe I'll do that on Sunday. I'm just procrastinating doing the garbage mode stuff right now. The garbage. Not garbage mode, but the garbage. Yeah, maybe I'll do this on Sunday, where I swap out the next and hold pieces with smaller versions of the blocks of the pieces. Maybe I'll do that next. I don't know. At any rate, it ain't gonna be tonight. That's for sure. But we got a significant amount done, I think. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 commits tonight. 7. Yeah, it's all garbage stuff. Attack counter to stuff, the garbage, yep, all that. And for notice, I'm not sure, but it might be better to fix T-spin notice for player 1 first. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, because I don't think I've implemented this yet at all, really. I mean, there's that little debug R and T sprite on the side, but that's strictly for debugging. That just displays when a flag is set, I think. So that's not meant to be the notification. But yeah, I'll do that on Sunday, I think. No. Yeah, and I'll post this ROM after stream tonight. I think my controller died. Yeah, I'm getting hungry for some reason, so I think I'm gonna call it. We got a good amount done. I am calling a little early. Only 3 hours in, but I mean, whatever. But yeah, so I'll post a ROM on Discord after stream, so you guys can test it out a little bit, see what I forgot, because I'm sure there's crap I'm missing. I know there is. But yeah, let's see who's live, and we'll go say hi to somebody. I think. Yeah, we'll go say hi to somebody. Yeah, I'm getting hungry. I need to go find some food. Open a window, dude. It's kind of hot in here. I think I'm like over here. I'm gonna turn off audio for you guys. Yeah, that's some C++. Yeah. Anyway. Come with me to say hi. I'd really appreciate it. I'll be back on Sunday doing more stuff. I'm not entirely sure what. Well, I'm pretty sure it'll be more Tetris stuff. Yeah, I'll work on this other attached stuff off stream a little bit, because I don't know if I can really do that on stream yet. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. Come with me to say hi. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.